Thanks, John. Let's bring in Miranda Devine now, New York Post columnist and a Fox News contributor. She's also author of the book Laptop from Hell, Hunter Biden, Big Tech, and the Dirty Secrets the President Tried to Hide. She quite literally wrote the book about this story. Miranda, great to have you here today. So first up, what is your reaction to Musk appearing to expose even more censorship that happened at Twitter and these blacklists?
Well, it's certainly illuminating and helpful to flesh out what we all had suspected was going on behind the scenes at Twitter. No one really took their assurances that they were not shadow banning people seriously. But it does show the extent of the censorship regime and really how concerted it was. What we don't yet know is the involvement of the federal government, particularly the FBI. I don't know if we'll ever get that from Elon Musk, and I kind of don't blame him. All his businesses, Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter, are under threat from the federal government. Joe Biden himself, in his first press conference after the midterms, took aim at Elon Musk. Janet Yellen also made a threat to Elon Musk. The EU has threatened him, and also Biden or Democrat donor allies in Wall Street could also do his businesses a lot of damage. So I would see this as he's showing the people making threats that he has a lot of information. He has the channels through these two independent journalists, Barry Weiss and Matt Taibbi, to get them out to the public and get publicity for them. And so back off, or I'll let out the mother of all bombs. So I'm not sure that he's going to show us the FBI interventions. But we do know a lot about that from the lawsuit that's being brought by the state attorney generals of Louisiana and Missouri. And so there'll be more information from that. But I think what we're seeing is that the censorship of the New York Post over our Hunter Biden stories back before the election in October of 2020, that is just one part of the censorship regime that was going on. Any kind of dissent against the Biden administration, whether it was over COVID mandates, vaccines, lockdowns, masks, the CDC, and even criticism of the Biden administration over their botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. All of those dissenting voices were suppressed and silenced.
All right, with the time that we have left, I just got reaction from James Comer. Obviously, he is the man in the House who's going to lead the investigation into Hunter Biden, as he put it. This is an investigation into Joe Biden through Hunter Biden. And he said he has this question. Listen.
From a Biden family influence peddling perspective, the question I have is, why was Joe Biden so interested in banning this story? Why did the FBI seem so interested in this story? And I think that's going to answer a lot of questions we have moving forward as to whether or not this administration truly is compromised.
He has made this point many times, and now he is the head of the House Oversight Committee, and he plans to go in this direction in the new year. Miranda, what do you expect that his investigation will reveal?
Look, I think that James Comer has a lot of good material. He has a lot of good investigators. They are hot on the trail of Joe Biden. As they say, this is not about Hunter Biden. It is about Joe Biden. What money and benefits did he receive from his family's influence peddling scheme? I think they'll be following the money trail there, as well as any compromise, particularly when it comes to China.
All right, Miranda Devine on all of that for us. Miranda, great to see you and great to have you back on. Thank you very much.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.